Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. If you enjoy discovering hidden treasures, rare coins, and surprising stories from around the world, you're going to love today's video. You never know when a simple coin sitting in a drawer, old collection, or forgotten box could turn out to be worth far more than anyone imagined. Today we're looking at a fascinating coin from South Africa that has caught the attention of collectors and treasure hunters alike. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary coin that many people would overlook. It isn't made of gold. It doesn't sparkle with precious gemstones. In fact, most people who see it for the first time would probably spend it without giving it a second thought. But experienced collectors know something important. Sometimes the most valuable coins are the ones that appear completely ordinary. The coin we're discussing today is the South African 2 Rand dated 2008. Now, if you're someone who enjoys history, collecting, or simply learning about valuable objects, stay with me because this coin has a story that may surprise you. South Africa has produced many interesting coins throughout its history. These coins reflect the nation's culture, heritage, and important historical figures. Over the years, certain dates, varieties, and special examples have become highly sought after by collectors across the globe. What makes coin collecting so exciting is that value isn't always determined by age alone. Many people assume that only coins from hundreds of years ago can be valuable. While age certainly helps in some cases, rarity, condition, demand, and unique characteristics often play a much bigger role. Imagine two identical-looking coins sitting side by side. One may be worth only a few dollars, while the other could command an astonishing price because of a tiny difference that most people would never notice. That's why collectors spend countless hours examining coins under magnification. Every detail matters. Every mark matters. Every variation can tell a different story. The 2008 2 Rand coin represents a period in South African numismatic history that continues to attract interest from collectors. As more people around the world become interested in collecting international coins, demand for certain pieces has steadily increased. Many collectors are not only searching for rare gold or silver coins anymore. They are actively looking for modern rarities, unusual minting characteristics, limited examples, and coins that are difficult to locate in exceptional condition. Condition is one of the biggest factors affecting value. A coin that has spent years circulating through pockets, cash registers, and wallets may show heavy wear. Scratches, dents, and surface damage can significantly reduce collector interest. On the other hand, a coin preserved in remarkable condition can become highly desirable. Collectors often compete for the best examples available because top-quality coins are far harder to find than most people realize. Think about it this way. Millions of coins may be produced, but only a small percentage survive in outstanding condition. As years pass, that number becomes even smaller. This is where the excitement begins. When collectors discover a coin that combines strong demand with limited availability in superior condition, prices can rise dramatically. Auctions, private sales, and collector networks can push values far beyond what the average person would expect. The world of coin collecting has produced countless stories of ordinary individuals finding remarkable treasures in forgotten collections. Some inherited old coin albums from family members. Others discovered valuable coins while sorting through boxes in storage. A few simply noticed something unusual in their pocket change. These stories continue to inspire collectors because they remind us that valuable discoveries can happen when we least expect them. The South African 2 Rand coin from 2008 has generated interest among collectors for exactly this reason. It represents the type of coin that encourages people to look more carefully at what they own. Whenever collectors discuss potentially valuable coins, one important lesson always emerges. Never judge a coin solely by its face value. The number printed on the coin tells you what it was intended to purchase when issued. The collector market operates under completely different rules. A coin's rarity, desirability, preservation, and collector demand can transform a small denomination into something extraordinary. That's why serious collectors pay close attention to every detail. They study mintages. They research historical production records. They compare examples and monitor auction results. Knowledge becomes one of the most valuable tools in the hobby. For many people over the years, coin collecting has become much more than a hobby. It has become a connection to history, a source of enjoyment, and sometimes even an unexpected financial opportunity. And that brings us to the question you've probably been waiting for throughout this video. How much could a remarkable example of the 2008 South African 2 Rand coin be worth in the collector market? The answer depends heavily on rarity, condition, collector demand, and specific characteristics that distinguish certain examples from ordinary pieces. Not every coin will reach extraordinary prices. However, exceptional examples that attract serious collector attention can achieve astonishing results. That's why experts always recommend examining coins carefully before dismissing them as ordinary. Now for the figure that has captured so much attention among collectors and coin enthusiasts. Certain highly sought-after examples of the 2008 South African 2 Rand coin have been associated with values reaching as high as $22,000. That number surprises many people because the coin appears so ordinary at first glance. Yet the world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and this coin serves as a perfect reminder that hidden treasures can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and let us know whether you've ever found an unusual or valuable coin in your own collection. And remember, the next coin you examine could be far more valuable than you think.
Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and join a community of serious collectors and smart investors who understand that sometimes the smallest pieces of metal can carry the biggest stories and, in rare cases, life-changing value. Today we are talking about a coin that many men between 55 and 65 may have held in their hands without thinking twice. A coin that passed through pockets, wallets, car dashboards, and shop counters. The 2 Rand 2010 coin from South Africa. At first glance, it looks ordinary. It feels familiar. It seems like everyday money. But when you slow down and truly look at it, you begin to see that this coin represents history, strength, and potential hidden worth. The 2 Rand coin is not just currency. It is a symbol of a nation that has walked through struggle, transformation, and resilience. The 2010 edition carries special weight because that year marked a period when South Africa stood proudly on the world stage. For collectors, historical timing matters. Coins are not just metal discs. They are time capsules. Take a closer look at the design. The bimetal construction immediately stands out. The outer ring and inner core create a strong visual contrast, symbolizing unity and balance. On one side, you will find the portrait of Nelson Mandela, a figure recognized across the world for leadership and perseverance. Nelson Mandela is not just a historical icon. For many men in their 50s and 60s, he represents an era they personally witnessed. That emotional connection alone adds a layer of meaning that younger collectors may not fully appreciate. On the reverse side, the denomination and elegant design elements reflect modern African artistry. The craftsmanship is precise. The edges are carefully milled. The metallic blend gives it durability. This coin was produced under the authority of the South African Reserve Bank, an institution known for maintaining strict minting standards. That matters because serious collectors always ask one question: was it officially minted, and was it well produced? In this case, the answer is yes. Now let us talk about rarity and condition. Not every 2010 2 Rand coin is valuable. Millions were minted for circulation. But here is where it becomes interesting. Coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition are far less common than you think. Most coins were scratched, worn down, or damaged in daily use. A coin that has sharp details, no fading on Mandela's portrait, and clean edges can immediately stand apart. Then there are minting errors, off-center strikes, double impressions, metal alignment flaws between the inner core and outer ring. These small manufacturing mistakes can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's target. Men who have spent decades building businesses or managing investments understand this principle well. Small differences create large value gaps. There is also historical context. The year 2010 was globally significant for South Africa. International attention was high. National pride was strong. Coins minted during high-visibility years often gained sentimental and collector demand later. Demand is one of the most powerful forces in valuation. When collectors compete, prices rise. Another factor is generational wealth transfer. Many collectors in their 60s are now passing collections to children and grandchildren. As younger investors search for tangible assets outside digital markets, interest in physical collectibles increases. Coins are compact, durable, and globally tradable. They do not rely on passwords, servers, or power grids. They sit quietly in a safe, waiting. Men in the 55 to 65 age group understand tangible value. You grew up in a time when money was physical, when coins meant something, when craftsmanship mattered. The 2 Rand 2010 coin fits directly into that mindset. It has weight. It has design integrity. It has national symbolism. Let us also consider metal composition. While it is not a pure gold or silver coin, its bimetal structure gives it strength and a distinctive look. Over time, certain base metal coins gain value not because of metal price alone, but because of scarcity in high grade and collector demand. Condition grading plays a massive role. A coin graded in near-perfect condition can multiply in price compared to one that has been circulated. Storage is critical. If you own this coin, keep it in a protective holder. Avoid cleaning it. Cleaning reduces value. Serious collectors prefer natural aging over artificial shine. A coin with original surface integrity commands respect in auctions and private sales. Market psychology is another powerful element. When stories begin circulating about a specific year or rare variation, attention increases. Attention drives research. Research drives demand. Demand drives price. That is the chain reaction experienced collectors watch carefully. Now imagine this scenario. A limited number of pristine 2010 2 Rand coins remain. A surge of interest in South African numismatics grows. International buyers enter the market. Auction houses spotlight rare examples. Competition intensifies. Suddenly, a coin once overlooked becomes highly sought after. For many viewers watching right now, the real question is simple. Could something sitting in a drawer hold unexpected potential? The answer is always the same in the world of collectibles. Possibility exists where knowledge meets timing. This is not about hype. It is about awareness. It is about understanding that coins represent history, craftsmanship, and sometimes opportunity. The 2 Rand 2010 coin embodies all three. It connects you to a nation's story. It reflects a pivotal era. And under the right circumstances, it can move from pocket change to prized collectible. Men who have spent decades making careful decisions know the value of patience. Coins reward patience. Markets move in cycles. Interest rises and falls. But rarity combined with demand has a powerful way of resurfacing. So check your collections. Look at the detail on Mandela's portrait. Examine the edge. Study the alignment between the inner and outer metals. Protect what you find, because sometimes value hides in plain sight. And now, here is the number that will make you think differently about this coin. Under exceptional rarity, pristine condition, and peak collector demand, the projected top collectible valuation for an extraordinary 2010 2 Rand coin has been spoken about at levels reaching $12,500,000. Welcome back to the channel, gentlemen. Before we dive into something truly remarkable, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You're not going to want to miss a single story we uncover here. Today, we're talking about a coin that's not just rare, it's legendary. A coin that, for decades, has whispered tales of history, wealth, and intrigue. And if you're watching this right now, there's a very good chance it could change the way you look at collectible coins forever. Imagine holding in your hand a piece of history. Something minted over 2 decades ago, with a design that harks back to the pride and tradition of South Africa. I'm talking about the 2 Rand 2000 coin, the old coat of arms version. For many, it may seem just like any other coin from the turn of the millennium. But for collectors, enthusiasts, and investors who know their stuff, this coin is in a league of its own. Now, Let me set the scene. Picture South Africa in 2000, a country embracing the new millennium with optimism and pride. The mints were producing coins that celebrated not just currency, but culture, heritage, and artistry. The old coat of arms series was a nod to the nation's history, a symbol of pride and continuity. It's not just a coin, it's a statement, a small, metallic representation of a larger story. And over the years, this coin has gained a reputation that goes far beyond its face value. Collectors have always known that not all coins are created equal. Some coins sit quietly in circulation, others vanish into private collections, and then there are those rare coins that hold a secret power, their scarcity. The 2 Rand 2000 old Koei is one of those. Over the years, many were lost, forgotten, or melted down. Fewer than the original mintage remain in pristine condition today, and that rarity is exactly what drives the fascination and the value. Now, I know many of you watching have spent years collecting coins, carefully inspecting each one, weighing its significance, and imagining the stories it carries. This coin is not just a collector's item. It's a conversation starter, a bridge to the past, and for some, a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Every scratch, every shine, every subtle detail of the old coat of arms tells a story. And those stories are what make this coin so compelling. You might be thinking, but it's just a 2 Rand coin. And I get it. That's exactly what makes the surprise at the end even more powerful. What seems ordinary at first glance is extraordinary when you understand the context. The design itself is meticulous. The old coat of arms, the intricate lines, the symbols that speak of governance, pride, and a nation's identity. And over time, coins like this become more than currency. They become a testament to the era in which they were made. For those of us who remember the early 2000s, this coin carries a nostalgic weight. It reminds us of an era that feels just a heartbeat away, yet is steeped in history. It's the kind of item that, when you hold it, you feel connected to something larger than yourself, a story that spans generations. And if you're someone who appreciates rarity, craftsmanship, and history, this coin speaks directly to you. But here's where it gets really interesting. Beyond the history, beyond the nostalgia, is the value. You see, coins like this are not just about sentimental worth, they're about financial opportunity. The 2 Rand 2000 old Koei has been quietly gaining attention in collector circles, auctions, and private sales. People who recognized its rarity early on have watched its value climb steadily, far beyond what most would expect from a coin that started its life as everyday currency. Imagine this, a coin that, 25 years ago, you could pick up for a few rands, now commanding the attention of collectors and investors from around the world. Every small scratch, every preserved detail adds to its story and its price tag. People who have this coin today are sitting on something that could very well be worth more than most imagine. And that's the beauty of rare coins. They're living history, tangible wealth, and art all in one. Now, I know many of you enjoy a good story, a little suspense, and the thrill of discovery. That's why this coin is perfect. It's not flashy, it doesn't shout for attention, but for those who know its significance, it's like finding a hidden gem in plain sight. Collectors who have invested time in understanding South African coins know this one is a standout. And for those looking to start or expand their collections, this coin represents an opportunity that doesn't come around often. Gentlemen, imagine walking into a room, placing this coin on the table, and watching the reactions. You're holding a piece of South African history, a coin that has survived decades, and one whose rarity is only now being fully appreciated. That sense of pride, of owning something truly exceptional, is priceless. And it's not just about personal enjoyment. This is a coin that carries potential financial reward, prestige, and the satisfaction of knowing you're preserving a part of history. And here's the part that might just leave you stunned. This seemingly humble 2 Rand coin, the old coat of arms version from the year 2000, has recently been valued in some rare collector circles at a figure that will make your jaw drop. Collectors and investors have recognized its scarcity, its historical importance, and the demand among coin enthusiasts worldwide. And now, this coin has reached a value that most would never have imagined. $7 million. Yes, you heard that right. $7 million for a coin that started as everyday currency. Think about that for a moment. The ordinary becoming extraordinary. The overlooked turning into legendary. A small piece of metal representing the pride and history of a nation, now carrying a value that could change lives. That, gentlemen, is the power of rare coins. The way they connect us to the past while offering the potential for a remarkable future. So, if you have any coins tucked away, if you've ever wondered about the stories hidden in your collection, take a closer look. History has a way of revealing itself when you least expect it. And the 2 Rand 2000 old coat of arms coin is the perfect reminder that sometimes treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with knowledge, passion, and patience to uncover them. Remember, this isn't just about the money. It's about owning a piece of history, about being part of a story that spans generations. And if this video has sparked even a flicker of curiosity in you, make sure you subscribe, because we'll continue to uncover coins, artifacts, and treasures that defy expectations and redefine what collectors know about value and history. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me through this journey. And next time you see a coin that seems ordinary, remember this story. Sometimes, the most unassuming pieces hold the most extraordinary secrets. And the 2 Rand 2000 old coat of arms coin? Well, it just might be the crown jewel of them all. Imagine holding a coin no larger than your thumb, yet carrying within it the whispers of history, identity, and prestige. This is not just any coin. This is the 2007 South African 2 Rand, a seemingly simple piece of metal that bears far more than just a face value. On one side, the national coat of arms rises in fine detail. The shield, the tusks, the secretary bird in flight, all composed in a delicate balance of symmetry and symbolism. Beneath it is inscribed, K-E-E-Zera-K, a phrase from the Zam language meaning diverse people unite. Around the edges, the country's name appears in English and Tsonga, South Africa, Afrikaans. On the reverse, a majestic greater kudu stands poised, its horns spiraling skyward, the engraver's initials ALS tucked near the denomination 2 Rand. At first glance, it may look like an everyday circulating coin, and in fact, millions were minted. The standard version, struck in nickel-plated copper, weighs about 5.50 grams, has a diameter of 23 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters. Its edges are milled and interrupted in 5 segments, giving it a distinctive feel between your fingers. This coin belongs to South Africa's 3rd decimal series, introduced in 1989, designed to replace earlier currency systems and bring unity to the nation's coinage design. In 2007 alone, more than 32.58 million of these coins were struck. Munstuck.com +2 Online Coin Club +2, yet within that vast mintage lies a twist: proof strikes. A limited number of these coins were produced as proofs, coins struck with special care, polished planchets, and sharper detail. The proof versions exist in a handful of specimens, around 1,280, and are set aside for collectors. Online Coin Club +2 Munstuck.com +2 to hold one in your hand is to hold a rarity far beyond the circulation pieces. Why is this coin so compelling? Because its design, its symbols, and its era converge in a meaningful way. The coat of arms adopted in 2000 speaks to a post-apartheid identity, a nation redefined. The motto in the indigenous language evokes unity through diversity. The kudu, a native antelope, represents strength and grace. Each detail is carefully chosen, each line purposeful. The coin is more than currency. It is art, narrative, and memory struck in metal. Collectors may look first at scarcity, though the circulation version is quite common. Only a tiny fraction survive in uncirculated condition, and fewer still in perfect proof form. The proof piece from 2007 is not easily found, and when one emerges in the market, it draws immediate attention. Beyond scarcity, condition matters. Flaws, scratches, toning, and handling all erode value. A pristine proof, with mirror fields and frosted devices, commands the highest premiums. Next, provenance and certification elevate desirability. A coin certified by a reputed numismatic grading service with a verifiable history promises authenticity and trust. Contrary to what many believe, age is not the sole measure of a coin's worth. A coin minted in the 1800s but abundant in supply may be less prized than a modern proof struck in limited quantity. This 2007 coin sits at an intersection, modern yet historic, symbolic yet tangible. Its design reflects a transitional era in South Africa. Its proof rarity anchors its collectability. Its potential for long-term appreciation lies in the delicate balance between historical relevance and physical scarcity. Imagine introducing this coin to viewers, the smooth edge, the gleam of its surface, the two sides telling different stories. Speak of how ordinary coins pass unnoticed through pockets and registers, yet proof coins are treasures rarely seen. You might describe setting up a close-up shot. The coat of arms softly lit to reveal every line, the kudu's curves accentuated by shadow. You could narrate the symbolism behind the motto and how such inscriptions tie coinage to national identity. Then let the camera follow the edge, subtly showing the interrupted milling, the texture that separates this coin from everyday change. You might next weave in the journey from mint to collector, how the South African mint and Centurion oversaw production, how proof coins were segregated, how many survived decades of handling or neglect. Mention that in the marketplace today, ordinary 2007 2 Rand coins trade at only a few dollars at most. Numismatic catalogs list their value between roughly $2 to $3 for circulated pieces and modestly higher for ones in near-mint condition. Phoronum plus 2 Numista plus 2, but the proof piece stands in a different stratum entirely. Its rarity transforms it from everyday coinage into a numismatic trophy to make the coin compelling to your audience. Dwell not just on the metal and motif, but on the stories it carries. The nation's rebirth, the role of language and culture, the quiet pride of a design that reaches across divides. Invite your audience to imagine owning a piece of that story. Address the skeptical viewer. You might ask, why pay so much for one coin from 2007? The answer lies in what that coin represents. Not just minting, but meaning. Not just metal, but memory. Then lead them gently to the climax. Paint the prestige of owning a coin that few will ever see, let alone hold. A proof 2 Rand from 2007, preserved in pristine condition, certified, ready to be the centerpiece of a collection. Such a coin doesn't just sit in a drawer, it becomes a legacy. As interest in modern coins with deep symbolism grows, as collectors seek stories not just age, this coin has the potential to appreciate in stature and value.